You and I left a good life behind a long time ago, my friend.
Does it really live up to the hype? Hey guys, my name is Aram and welcome back to the channel where I dish out the latest news, reviews, and updates and everything in pop culture and lifestyle. For this video, I will be reviewing, as you can see in the title down below, John Wick Chapter 4. There's so much hype with this film. I mean, I've watched John Wick actually twice, Chapter 4. And the lines and the amount of people that just watch this film is just crazy. I haven't seen something to this scale since probably Top Gun. Is it living up to that hype? Or is it just another marketing strategy, or they're just good in that aspect or angle to just market out of the hype of the John Wick franchise? Let's figure that out. So first thing that I have to say is the visuals of this film has just been on another level. I mean, you get the consistent classic John Wick style, which we've seen actually from 2 to 3. That neon dark colors that come out. I mean, part 1 had a couple of those as well. And it's something that is paired with almost club trance music, and you get that feels. You get that feeling that there's this trance-like dance vibe even in the fight sequences. But it's consistent here, but there's also an amped up level with the visual aspect, which I really loved, especially towards the end. It was just beautiful. The sunset, the shots that they took, the locations are just spot on. Now, one thing that I have to say about John Wick Chapter 4, however, and there's two things I actually want to comment on. The first thing is this film feels operatic in nature. And it feels like it's chunked up into sections. But those sections don't build up towards a linear moment, wherein in a typical story, you have just this climactic moment and then a downfall. It didn't feel like that with John Wick. It felt like there were chunks and chapters, almost like in a novel. And in each chapter, there's that point where it reaches its breaking point or climax, and then it skips to the next chapter. It doesn't necessarily have a downfall, and it's something that may be a pro and con for some, but I actually enjoyed it. I can sense a separate chunk or chapter in various moments. Like you have the Osaka chapter, you have the one in, was that Berlin, I think, that nightclub scene. You also have one in Paris. Actually, Paris had a lot of chunks, but it's almost like there's a chapter in which a fight sequence would actually reach its breaking point. Like, as an audience, you're like, okay, it's enough. And it cuts just right there where you've had enough. It's actually amazing how that works, because it made the film, despite its less than 3 hours running time, just slightly under 3 hours, so entertaining and engaging. I mean, I never felt that it was that long until probably I needed to take a bathroom break. And okay, it's that long. But it was so entertaining. It was so engaging because there was a new element, a new scene, a new visual appeal, a new cinematic move or strategy that was done in almost every chunk that, oh, I've never seen that before. Oh, I've never seen that one before. How even the ending was just so beautiful. Like that duel scene in the end. I kid you not, it felt like the entire cinema, even though it was jam-packed, was so silent. You can hear a pin drop because everyone was just glued to it. It had that magic, it had that power to enthrall audiences. And the other thing I wanted to mention, this is the second thing, is that this is probably the only John Wick sequel that really brought it all back. Like, it went full circle to the first film. I felt like this was a great bookend or a great way to tie everything together in such a way that you get out of the cinema, out of the John Wick franchise, very happy with what the journey has been. I had no complaints about it because even the acting was solid. There were several standouts, such as Donnie Yen, for me, was just really amazing here. Hiroyuki Sanada was amazing as well here. There were just so many standouts. There were so many elements to this film that really took it on a different level. Moving forward, even with what the future may hold for John Wick or the world of John Wick, this was a great way of opening that door and in a way closing some doors. And you'll get it if you watch the film. So overall, I feel like this film really had a huge hype and following for all the right reasons. I must say, John Wick isn't my top favorite film franchise in the action genre. I'd probably say, like, I'm watching Mission Impossible now. That's probably my go-to. That's one of the films I look forward to for this year. John Wick wasn't necessarily the one that I would like, okay, we have to watch, we have to go now and watch John Wick. I would say it's close to what I got from the first one. I mean, this one was spectacle, it's grandeur, it's everything jam-packed. It becomes tiresome at times because of the action scenes. There's some action scenes that are just too much and repetitive. But overall, you get out of this experience entertained, enthralled, and there's an emotional element to it that was pretty decent with how it was executed. I would give John Wick Chapter 4 an 8 out of 10. Like, I wanted more out of it, even though it was already long, but I wanted more, probably emotional weight to it, more like going back to what made the first film so successful for me was it wasn't trying hard. It wasn't, the action scenes were there, yes, but it wasn't like in your face. It wasn't too much. And it allowed the story to just be there and simple enough. Like I said, it's close enough. It's close enough compared to the other sequels that we've seen, 2 and 3. This is close enough. And I do suggest that you check it out if you haven't. And don't forget to make every day into an adventure. That's it for this video, sadly. But catch me on my next one. See you guys. God bless. Peace out.